What's going on, guys? This is Elliott Splash with the road to F1 2016. This is part number 4 at the Bahrain Grand Prix. Last time out at China we had probably our best result of our career so far, getting a podium position with the Force India, which was absolutely amazing. This time out though, I don't think that's going to be possible because the last time out we got that podium position purely because we had the wet weather, so a lot of cars two-stopped as we could drag our option tyres out, so we one-stopped. If you haven't seen that video, it's absolutely amazing, go check that out. But here we are at practice. Our first lap we set a 1:36.2 in practice, which I was actually quite happy about, and then I realised that on average the lap times around here is a 1:33 as we go round Maldonado, who was holding us up a tiny little bit coming into turn 1, but it shouldn't have lost us too much time as Vettel sets a 1:34.5. He was on option tyres, so we're definitely going to have to find some pace in this race. I just wasn't feeling it as good as I was last time out of China. As we come back on track, me and Maldonado have a little bit of an incident, and that is our practice over, losing our front wing, going into the Armco barrier. So yeah, unfortunately that's our practice over for now. So now we move on to qualifying. Guys, tell me in the comments down below if you prefer this format of videos. I show you practice and qualifying plus the race. If you can hear my cat in the background, I do apologise, but on our first run in qualifying we set a 1:36.4, and that will get us 18th place. So on our next run, as we get a fresh set of tyres on, it's a 1:35.637, which is enough for 11th. Then lap number 4 we set a 1:34.845, which gets us 8th place, just behind Bottas. And now we were about 4/10 up on lap number 5. However, we come to this absolute train of cars which lose us about 7 to 8 tenths as we lose the back end as well. So we unfortunately are not going to improve this time out, so it looks like the best we're going to do is 8th place, which is kind of worrying because if you think about it, all the times that I've qualified Australia, from Australia I've qualified 4th to 5th, and now we are qualified in 8th place, and our race pace hasn't been as good as our qualifying pace, let's be honest. So there is some cause to concern here really. I'm thinking this might not be our day when we come to race day. I think we might struggle quite a lot. We might be fighting with, I don't know, the Toro Rossos and the Toro Rossos we'd be fighting with, the Lotuses maybe, and maybe our teammate as well, Hulkenberg. He might have the run on us. I'm not sure where he's qualified at the moment, but when we come into the pits we will find out and see where he actually comes out. So they're wheeling us in. Unfortunately we haven't got enough time to come back into the pits, come into the pits and go out again for another run. So 8th place is going to be where we finish. So let's move on to the race very shortly, and I can tell you right now that I've just looked it up. My teammate finished in 9th place, just behind us. He just beats Kvyat by around 2 tenths. So here we are moving on to the race for the Bahrain Grand Prix. Starting in 8th place might be quite tricky, especially coming into the first corner, as we look at our race strategy, and we're going to be doing one stop on lap 6. So here we are on the grid waiting for the 5 lights to go out for this Bahrain Grand Prix. We've got the Williams right next to us, and it's lights out now, and away we go. And once again we have a little bit of a terrible start. Hulkenberg gets past us quite easily, and we've got Maldonado on our right hand side, which is nothing. You never ever want Maldonado right next to you really, as we get squeezed by Maldonado and Bottas, but we get our position back from Hulkenberg, so we move back into 8th place where we started. But however, the Williams and all the front runners have buggered off into the road as we move on to lap 4, and we've got our teammate Hulkenberg going down the inside into the final corner. We can't do anything to defend that really. Our tyres just weren't holding up as well as other people, and we weren't having that much action. We were just defending quite a lot, but Hulkenberg got past us. However, our slipstream is that good that we might be able to dive down the inside into turn 1, but we think better of it. Our team wouldn't be happy if I took Hulkenberg out, let's be honest. There's nothing worse than taking your teammate out, so yeah, we just stick behind him. However, we've got Maldonado now right behind us as we move on to lap number 6, as a car comes into the pits that puts us back into 8th place. I believe that might have been one of the Williams, as Maldonado gets past us into the braking zone of turn 1. We try and go up the inside, but it didn't work. We couldn't get the traction down, so we're now back into 9th place. So we decide at the end of the lap, yes, it's definitely time to come into the pits. Maybe I should have pitted on a lap earlier, did the undercut and gone on lap number 5, maybe, but it was a hard one to call, really. I didn't think that the prime tyres would last an extra lap, so I had to stick out these option tyres even though they were extremely worn, as we have a 2.7 second pit stop, and that's going to drop us down to about 14th place, I believe. So we're going to come out in a decent position. Obviously this car's still going to come into the pits on the next lap, so it's looking quite good. Like, we might just about get a points finish, but I don't know if we're going to be able to catch up to our teammate Nico Hulkenberg. He has definitely got the pace on us this weekend, which is good to see that he's starting to bring the fight back to us, because the last few races we've just been doing all the overtaking, scoring all the points for Force India. As we come on to lap 8, we've moved up to 11th place now. Merry is in 10th, and this is actually for position because he hasn't pitted yet, so maybe he started on the prime tyres first, I'm not too sure, but he is actually in a point scoring position, so that's nice to see for a man of Marussia. We've got Maldonado just in front of him. That's where we've got our eyes set on. We want to try and catch up to Maldonado. If we can, then we can maybe start making our way through the field, but you can see our teammates are around about 6 seconds ahead, so I think 9th to 8th place is probably going to be our best scoring position at the moment as we go around the inside of Merry, but unfortunately that was not to happen. Yeah guys, I do apologise for the lack of highlights for this race, but purely nothing happened. We just sat in 9th place. We gained about a 5 to 6 second gap on Grosjean. However, our tyres started to go off on around about lap 12, so they've just been slowly closing up the gap. They're right behind us. They might overtake us coming into the final corner. That would be a bitch, but I don't think it'll happen because, being the Force India, we do have better traction than the Lotuses, so we should be able to hold on for 9th place in this Bahrain Grand Prix. Not been an exciting one, but we've still scored 2 points for our team, which every little point helps in the fight for the Constructors' Championship. And I can tell you, our teammate did not finish. I don't know what happened to him. I couldn't see it on the replay cameras, but for some reason he retired around about lap 12. So something's obviously gone on. Nothing came up with warnings or penalties for somebody hitting him off. Maybe he's just had an incident on his own and caused the car to be retired. But we finish in 9th place, 40 seconds off the lead of Lewis Hamilton. But as I said, we didn't have the pace that we did have in China. So them 2 points that we scored will help us in the Constructors' Championship, as we are fighting with the Red Bulls at the moment. We're about 10 points behind them, but we're also about 20 points ahead of the Lotuses. So guys, that has been this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Tell me in the comments down below if you prefer this format of video where I show the practice, qualifying and the race, or if you prefer just to see the race like I normally do. But guys, it's been Elliott Splash. Do not forget to like, comment and subscribe if you're new around here. And yeah guys, share this video for me please, if you don't mind, because I would like to see some new people getting injected into this channel. I know we're playing F1 2015, it's like riding a three-legged donkey around a horse race, you know, it's about to get shot around the stables, but you know, we've got F1 2016 coming out soon, so that's going to be very exciting, and you know, well, I hope that you enjoy my content, so yeah, nice to see some new people seeing this channel and start to grow and stuff like that. Well guys, as always, hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time out, which will be at the Spanish Grand Prix.